For weeks, 8 quest seekers have traveled the lands to gain inspiration in pursuit of a higher level of knowledge, that they may use these newly discovered tools to in turn inspire others. Greetings, my brethren. I have summoned you here so that you may share what you have learned in your quest. There is no greater gift than that of knowledge. When I call upon your name, please present your findings to the Brotherhood. Michael, please share your thoughts.
My theories on the importance gaming can have in a student's life when used educationally were reinforced, and I learned different delivery methods available to reach students of all ages. I also learned how boring some games can be, and hopefully will avoid those same pitfalls while developing my own games. My opinion on the games? Well, at first I found RuneScape and World of Warcraft to be boring, even though they were somewhat challenging, and Quest Atlantis to me is only suitable for elementary and middle schoolers. Since playing World of Warcraft with teammates, however, my opinion about World of Warcraft has changed drastically. To say I'm now addicted would be an understatement. How will I change my educational delivery to include gaming? I already use games to teach my computer courses, but now it's got me thinking that I need to develop games to help teach my Bible courses. In fact, this should incorporate well with the Biblical Hebrew and Biblical Greek programs I started developing 2 years ago. What would I change in the course? I'd have students start playing 2 or 3 courses in advance. That way they're ready to go and up to speed when they get to this course. And what was my favorite part of the course? Passing? No, I'm just kidding. I found the challenge of creating my game for my final project to be exhilarating. Even though ActionScript 3 is a pain in the backside, I'm enhancing my skills while doing something I enjoy.
Julia, please present your findings.
In weeks 1 through 4, I learned different ways to utilize games in my classroom. For example, I learned how to use role-playing in my technology and English classes. I learned how to create assessments and how to use computer games in the class. My favorite games for this month were the D&D role-playing and the World of Warcraft. RuneScape was okay, but I got frustrated with how many people were running around. And I think Quest Atlantis will be great if I teach in an elementary school. I will definitely be using more games in my classroom and implementing them in my lesson plans as well. The only thing I think I would change about this course is to perhaps make the D&D role-playing session longer. 1 hour just wasn't enough. And I think my favorite part of this course was the D&D. It made me wish that I was still playing with the group in real life.
Emily, please present your findings to the Brotherhood.
All the games explored in this course were worthy of the effort. Each one taught a little something different. Role-playing in D&D showed us that gaming didn't have to be high-tech to be high-fun. RuneScape, well, it introduced us to free and accessible, massively multiplayer online gaming and the notion that the game and the assessment can be one and the same. Rashida, remember that time when we both got mugged and killed? Oh, good times. Creating creatures for Spore tapped our creativity and revealed a platform with more obvious educational aims. But then here comes Quest Atlantis, which launched us into an entirely new realm, a place where everything about the game is educational, not just teaching academics, but social responsibility and life lessons too. World of Warcraft is nicknamed WoW for a reason, folks. It's addictive, like nicotine or booze or Cheetos. The intensity of the 3D graphics, the energy of the orchestral score, the thoughtfulness behind every single detail of the story, easily demonstrates how this medium, video games, can capture and keep attention. I'm not a teacher or a trainer now, so I won't have to change my delivery style to include gaming. I'll simply include the strategies in everything I do from here on out, like drawing a line in the sand. Gaming and I will be a package deal like BFFs. If I could change anything about the course, well, there wouldn't be much, but I would have a hand in the organization or the coordination of the assignments. But you'll hear more about that in my final project. Get ready to have your mind blown. My favorite part of this course, well, that's an easy one. It was my interaction with Dr. Dan Destructo Siegel. From my very first Wimba session, I was inspired by his passion and his pursuit of gaming strategies and education. His sincerity is palpable and infectious. Excelsior!
Rashida, please present your findings.
I've been oblivious of how big gaming really is in general, and I've been totally obsolete to the fact that it can be and is being used in the classroom for educational purpose. This will be the most profound thing that I've learned. I'm not a big gamer, so I was very skeptical. I think the games in the course were very from okay to wow. Yeah, Warcraft. Yeah, Emily, I think I'm still holding a grudge about being killed in RuneScape, so I don't particularly like RuneScape, but there is potential for it in the class. And Quest Atlantis is very educational, but I felt it was a little draining having to read all the prompts and answering full-blown questions. Made it feel like a computer graphical worksheet almost. I love Spore. I really would like to have the real version of it. In my future classes, I will have to specifically see how I can incorporate a game maybe each 6 weeks as a project. I would definitely be buying some games to see how I can use them in the classroom. Just the talk of gaming has already opened up communication with kids in my personal life. This is no effort to make it harder for other participants in the program, but I would like to see more emphasis on the pedagogy behind gaming. And I say that because there are a lot of cynics about the topic, and they will not fund things that need to get funded because of the lack of research, or even if the research is there sometimes. I would definitely like to see this class early on in the program because I believe it could impact some people who really don't know what game it is and change their thesis. My favorite part of the course would have to be the role playing because it was something new for me. It took me far left from my comfort zone, and I have to incorporate that into class somehow. To all the gamers, Excelsior!
Melissa.
From all of the weeks in game strategies and motivation, I learned most that the knowledge you can gain from a video game is meaningful and educational, but also personally, I learned when playing these video games, I need to be patient and know that it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. I feel the games selected for this course were challenging and appropriate, but they were also worthwhile for new gamers like me. One of the ways I can change my educational delivery in my classroom is include gaming when it comes to formal and informal assessments. Why not try and captivate my students' attention with a different yet more exciting form of assessment? I wouldn't change much to this course because honestly I thoroughly enjoyed it. However, I would wish that we could have more of a roundtable discussion on some of the hurdles teachers face inside the classroom because so many of these exciting gaming sites are firewalled, and I think we could discuss these hurdles and try and overcome them. I actually have two favorite parts to this course. Number one, playing WoW was an awesome experience, and I do plan on playing in the future. Number two, I also love the fact that I've made connections with some of my students during this learning process. I've gained insight from them, they've gained insight from me, and I know for sure that we'll both remember this in the future.